say go, say go. Magus isn't great in the match, obviously. Say go, say go. And he's manipulating, and that's going to give him a lot of inevitability, but man, did we make this game grindy. It was impressive. I made him grind it out for a really, really, really long time, and eventually, in the later games, you'll see that he does time out. It was an epic match. Sneak, yeah, 12 posts sometimes runs Emrakul. Yeah. Yeah, Fox 12 post will run Emrakul. Sneak attack, 12 post, and tin fins. 4 horsemen. I'll see you, CMT. Have a good night, friend. Enchantress. Ah, true. Grandpa's. That's true. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Enchantress will sometimes, other than Helm of Obedience, which is sweet, they'll typically actually produce so much mana once they've locked the opponent out and just dirtled. They actually produce a lot of mana. They'll just naturally cast an Emrakul. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that they can do that, but they can. Well, they make a lot of mana off of Serra Sanctum. Serra Sanctum reads, it generates white mana for every enchantment you have in play. It's a lot of mana, actually, once they get going. Big red runs, it says Fox. Oh, okay, so like a mono red sneak attack. Isn't that more of like a prison kind of style? Isn't that like ensnaring bridge? Not ensnaring bridge, excuse me. I meant to say they're Trinispheres and they run Chalice of the Void. Yeah, it's kind of like a Stompy deck, except it runs sneak attack as the finisher instead of a bunch of little stuffs. We did play against that deck tonight in the daily, or the league. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that now. Legacy dailies are dead. The legacy dailies are gone. Sorry for making you guys hungry by eating on cam. I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't always do that. In fact, I was trying to have my dinner eaten before I started the stream today, but Grandpa's socks. Science rules. I was just calling you Grandpa's, but it's Grandpa's socks. What's up, man? Thanks for the follow, Reno. Oh yeah, there you go. Square 2 Eureka. Eureka could run Emrakul. You could. Your Emrakul. You could run Emrakul for sure. That was a sweet matchup the other day, man. That was fun. I was like, is that an onion or a pepper? It was a pepper. Green pepper. I guess this is more than a snack. I guess this is technically a meal of sorts. Ooh. I think I just bit into some shell. That's the worst part about seafood. I love seafood, though. Pretty sure I just bit into a shell. Ugh. Thing is, like, when you do, like, crabs or not even maybe lobster, especially mussels, like, there's a chance you just bite right into that shell. It's not the edible part. Tomato. I wasn't sure what that was either. I mean, everything's covered in the sauce, so could be an onion, could be a pepper, could be a chunk of tomato. This is still game 1 against Miracles, Twisted Light. This is a replay. This is on fast forward. This game is still going. Look at the clocks. We have 11 minutes. He has 9 minutes. He tries to steal the game from us, by the way. Just hilarious. Now, obviously, a Miracles player who is more adjusted to the deck will do a better job managing their clock and their time. This player may be new to the archetype, or, you know, for whatever reason, he just didn't manage his time very well. And between the Riptide Laboratory and the Mutavault, I actually buy a lot of time against this guy. He does eventually Jace ult us, but it happens much, much later, and we fight back as long as I can. Grandpa says I'm stoked for Force Will and Wastes. Yeah, dude. Merfolk is sweet. Actually, Grandpa Socks, you'd probably really like the Wizards deck we built, because it has a bit of a Merfolk feel. You probably already own a lot of the cards for it. The Wizards deck that we've been playing, the Brew, for Legacy and maybe even Modern. Yeah, Merfolk's sweet. It's making a comeback. I've heard that Merfolk actually has a decent match. Maybe not favored, but I've heard they have a decent match against the Eldrazi Menace, which... Cool. I didn't know. I've never seen that play out. Ugh. Did I just buy into some more shell? Yeah, I did. Phew. Yep. Yeah, that's shell. It's not gonna hurt, right? Should be able to pass that, digest that, right? It's just shell, you know? Should be okay. Now I can see why I never ate this. It's too much work. Okay. Well, now that it's not too hot, you guys can see. I made a pot full of mussels and just ate it with like a cheese sauce. It was really good. I'll clean that up after the stream. So, yeah, we're just making this match really grindy. This playback is still going, my god. Just so grindy the matchup is. It's very grindy. You know what's funny is if we had just stuck the Aether Vial or found the Cavern of Souls, we would have probably won. Tuxa says, I really hate Eldrazi as made my monomorph build just completely bad. No way is Eternal Master's going to help Legacy prices. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure Overmaster exactly how it's going to... I mean, I'm no economist. That's not what I'm studying. I have no idea how it's going to affect everything. He's a merfolk eating seafood. Sea's Claim is just fundamentally a bad card. Yeah, it is, but it allows you to actually interact, right, Tuxdev? We actually tried Sea's Claim for a bit in my build. How's it going, Kane? Murray says, don't bother playing Sea's Claim. What about, like, hang on a second, just because you're Merfolk doesn't mean you can't run some Spice. I'm not even kidding. You want to know what, like, wins most? I feel like the Sower is what's really powerful against Eldrazi right now. Just because you're Merfolk, or just because you're playing pure Merfolk, does that mean you couldn't sideboard a Sower or two? That's, like, been my favorite play against Eldrazi, just borrow their dudes. I would love to see, like, a Fish player, like, run a sideboard or sideboard Sower or some number of Sowers. Especially if they're like the build that wants to go to Master. Like if you're a Merfolk build that is trying to play some number of Master of Waves, I would think that'd be sweet. Tuck says we run 19 lands super hard. Are you playing a version that doesn't go all the way to Master of Waves? I've seen a lot of the Merfolk move away from Master of Waves, but I again, like, we're kind of a control deck. And then he would time out during the course of the other two games, the Miracles player. Or I won game 2. I did win game 2, and he quickly scooped it and tried to jam a game 3 where he almost killed us, which is really annoying. He was just trying to win off of a Mentor, which the deck can steal games off of. It's just such a powerful card in the Miracle Shell. So he did almost steal a game from us, but we took him down. No, there's anything wrong with stealing games of Mentor. That is Mentor's purpose in Miracles. Not only is it powerful, it helps with your clock. It helps, you know, for someone who can't manage their time, they should not necessarily main deck the Mentors, but they should certainly run heavy on Mentor. If you're new to Miracles, my recommendation is just run more Mentors, because you will, it's not necessarily that you're a bad Magic player, you're not. No, it's just that you haven't yet learned how to manage your top spins and your time. Irish says he was swinging for lethal as he timed out. Right, and I think even my blocks weren't good enough, right, Irish? Is there a good modern Mentor deck? I don't think so. Stupid Shellfish says, what is it that motivates me to brew decks rather than fine-tune established decks? It's just more fun. I get a lot more enjoyment out of it. Even if I'm fine-tuning an established deck, it still doesn't feel as though it's my deck. I still feel like I'm just playing something, somebody else's something. Time to brew one? Pyro, Lingering Souls, Crackling Dune. Try to port the Shape and Mentor to Modern. Really want someone to make a split-second deck. My suggestion to new Miracles players is to scoop out of respect to your opponents when you make the game loss-worthy mistakes, which Miracles can still win through. Shelfa says it makes some cool, goofy decks. Oh yeah, man, they're all so powerful. This is 4-1 twice. We did lose one though, so I think the overall record is 10-5. Of Wizard Wombo combo. I guess we could say for short WWW. It's very powerful. I think it's a meta deck though, period. I think once Eldrazi leaves, we'll have to retune it and maybe it won't even work anymore. There's a lot of matches, I'll admit, that we can and do steal thanks to the tutorable Magus of the Moon and the main deck Moons. And that's just the nature of the format right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to apologize in advance. I want to jam one more game with it, just because we're talking about it. And I apologize in advance because I'm sure I'll make some mistakes because I'm just tired. But I do want to play one game. So we're not going to jam a league again tonight, I think. But I think maybe I'd like to see if we can't find an Eldrazi player in the tournament practice room. But I think the sower is important. And I might even go up to 2 sowers. I actually don't have a second sower. This hand's awkward. It's not a terrible 6. It's not a good 6 though. Or it's not a terrible 7, it's not a good 7 either. Unless the moon is powerful. Unless the Magus is good against this opponent, that's the only reason you would keep this hand. We really should maybe mulligan for a... I'm going to keep it though. I like seeing where these hands can go. I would mulligan that to try to see a 6 with a Vial. I think the deck is actually better after Eldrazi could leave. Well, then we wouldn't necessarily have to be a moon deck. Just say Island Go. Image. Okay. Hand seems fine. Magus or Harbinger should be good. Could be blue-eyed red. Can't think of a lot of other lists that would lead Strand and end step the Foundry. Adept, huh? Uncountable Adept this turn seems fine. I wish I could, like, you know, do the whole next level and go for, you know, Merfolk on this, but because we'll want the Magus to be uncountable later on, I think this is still the correct play. So we're going to reveal Harbinger. Wizards should completely destroy Suicide Zoo. They have 1 basic. How's it going, Roy? I think our control matchups are impeccable. When you have Vial, you may be helixing here. Okay. Tap out for Kitchen Pigs? Nah, it's too much to ask for. Oh, Lighthouse. Not bad. Okay.